York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from the Nick of Time show here, give you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And it's time to talk about the trades that happened, or more or less the trades that didn't happen today. Because as you know, 3 o'clock came and Leon Rose was asleep with Phil Jackson somewhere on an island and no trades happened. But you know what? Everybody's still here. Everybody's still here, just like Evan Fournier wanted to. But before we start to talk about that, first I want you to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell so you know the next time we talking that Knicks talk. All right. And also, you know what? Let's get to it. Let me first introduce my guy. All right, my man from the YouTube channel across the street. I call him the Raw Metaphor. It is the Raw Hebrew Remnant. What's going on, Raw?
Sad day, my man Jay Ellis, but we still love our Knicks.
Yeah, man, we still here. We still love our Knicks. And we all 82, man. I know some people kind of pissed about it, but we still all 82. Also, you already know what it is, man. I got my man here, the man, the myth, the legend, the guy with the stats and the facts.
Ryan G's in the building, and I made sure I tweeted on Twitter today. I don't know who got to see it, but I told Knicks Nation, I was like, look, Knicks ain't making no moves, so don't be too disappointed. Sure enough, they make no moves.
Yeah, man, the Knicks really didn't make no moves. And you know what, Ryan? We should have known there was trouble in paradise. When the Knicks, they ended up, their first move off the offseason wasn't a trade. And that's when we should have known that there was trouble in paradise. When this first move of the offseason is to hire a GM as a consultant, because you don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
You already know. Who did they hire? The dude from the Timberwolves.
Yeah, it's like, I think it's Gershon Rosas. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Gotta look it up right quick.
Yeah, Gershon Rosas.
Isaiah Thomas in Minnesota.
Yeah, I had it open. I had his name open and ready. But Gershon Rosas, we hired him. That was the first move as a consultant. This is the same dude who supposedly fired Tibbs when he was in the Timberwolves. So all the Knicks fans were happy, or at least the ones on Twitter, they were like, "Oh, we're about to fire Tibbs. We're about to fire." No. The Knicks were so confused that nothing was happening, and they was pushing all these buttons, and nobody wanted any trades. For Evan Fournier, it seems like he's been shopped for a while. We already saw that teams wanted Evan Fournier in the first for LeVert. Then I saw another report that said from Ian Begley, lets you know it's real, right? He puts out a report that the Pelicans wanted Evan Fournier in the first, including their trade package. So off the rip, as good as Evan has been playing in January and shooting, teams are like, I don't care. You're going to have to attach a pick to move these vets. And that is not what the Knicks want to do. And that's a lot of reason why nothing happened. The miscalculation. It was a miscalculation, guys. Like, the front office made team-friendly deals in the beginning of the season. They felt like, you know what, we might have overpaid a little, but the whole point of those deals was they thought they would be able to move off of those deals if need be to pivot quickly, and they weren't able to pivot.
That's right.
Yeah. So, but let's talk about it. So, but like, what's Raw? I know you had some guys you wanted to you had some thoughts and you wanted to target some guys, but nothing happened. How do you feel about the Knicks not being able to make a move, and are you disappointed that we missed this trade deadline?
I was extremely disappointed because just when you look at, like you already outlined, Jay Ellis, the contracts that were put together, movable contracts. All of these guys, and like, well, okay, you're talking about Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks, Derrick Rose, especially those three. But then you also have Fournier. But those three, Alec Burks, Derrick Rose, Nerlens Noel are basically, for all practical purposes, 2-year deals.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, the Don got this in set so that he can move these contracts, and then Fournier, for all practical purposes, is a 3-year deal.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so if somebody took on Fournier, they got 2 more years of that $18 million. And I could see how they might have to attach a pick for that. But any of these other guys, like especially Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks, I'm thinking, well, you're just dealing with them for 18 more months. So you could move those contracts, especially to a playoff team.
Right.
But so this morning when I woke up and I saw that they had been working all night on a 3-team deal, I was very hopeful because of the fact that executives don't waste their time, man. So they're going to spend all Wednesday afternoon and into Thursday morning working on this 3-team deal. I'm looking at there must be traction here. But then they said, Leon Rodway, they said New York wanted more draft capital. They were getting first-round picks from Toronto, second-round picks from L.A., and they wanted more. So I'm thinking, man, that might blow the deal because Leon's pushing for more. But but then after, now as I look back on it, at that time, I'm like, man, don't blow this deal, Leon. Because I know everybody was tripping because Cam was included. But I was thinking of the $19 million. The $19 million of expiring money coming off Gordon Dragic. I was like, man, that's going to put us in a nice position this summer. And we still got a whole bunch of young capital.
That's a fact.
So I was like, no problem. But then when I saw it blow up, when I saw Gordon Dragic go to the Spurs, oh God, I was like,
we're gonna get to that too. We're gonna get to that.
But that's what I was thinking, man.
I feel you, man. We're gonna get to that too. Ryan, though, I at least thought Burks was going to go. Like if all else fails, I'm like, all right, Burks is going to go. Burks was rumored to go to maybe Utah. There's like maybe not even rumor, but everybody thought Burks to Utah, natural fit. Ingles gets canned, he gets injured, reunited and it feels so good. Bring Burks right back to Utah, but they wanted to shed salary, but so we end up still keeping Burks even. But Ryan, did you see this coming? Like, how do you feel about our non-movement on the trade deadline?
I think I'll just keep it simple by saying that, if I have to choose between the Knicks not making any moves and the Knicks making a dumb move or a desperate move, I will always choose the Knicks not making a move over that. And with the Burks deal, and here's my thought, because I always figured that moving Julius Randle's contract and Evan Fournier's contract would be a challenge, just for the simple fact that both of those players are on multiple-year deals, and this is the first year of their deals. So I always thought that it would be hard to move those contracts, and it makes sense. If you get Fournier has been playing good. He has been playing good as of late, but like Ross said, he has 2 years left, and you at least have 2 years of Fournier. If you take on that contract, so a team's gonna probably want to draft compensation to take on Fournier's contract or a young player. The same thing with Randle. Randle's on the first year of his contract. Randle's been playing better as of late, but then that's like 3 more years of Randle you have to handle as well. So, teams are going to want draft compensation to take on those contracts. But I think my biggest concern with the Knicks not making a move is the rotations, because the Knicks are in a tough spot right now where they're 7 games under 500. They're 24-31. And this West Coast should be set up the Warriors tonight. You have the Trailblazers, where Trailblazers is probably winnable, but still, the Knicks are in a tough situation where they're going to have to make a decision soon, because if the Knicks continue to lose, is it going to be worth it to continue to play the veterans and have your young guys still play those 10, 15 minutes? Or you're going to have to switch it up and be like, you know what? We're out of playoff contention. You're going to have to focus on the young guys. But here's my thing. Can I trust Thibs to do that? I don't know if I can trust Thibs to do that.
Right.
So, there's a lot of concerns for me going into the second half of the season without any trades being made. And something else concerned me too, because I was watching the trade special on ESPN, and they were talking about how, what the Knicks are trying to do in the front office, I guess according to NBA circles, they're basically saying that the Knicks are trying to up the value of their young players. so that they could possibly use them in the future to make a move for a big name superstar to come to the Knicks. But here's the thing, and honestly, they made a good point because they were like, if that's what the Knicks front office is trying to do, how do you expect to raise the value of your young players if they're only playing 10, 15 minutes a game?
Right. Which is,
you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So where I am right now, I'm like, okay, if that's the goal, you have to be on the same page as your coach. If your coach is just going to continue to play veterans and while your team is losing and not even try to play the young guys and help them to gain experience and to see what you have in these young guys, how are you helping the franchise going forward? So honestly, I might have a wild take right now, but I think right now Thibs is on the hot seat because, like I said, the Knicks are in a bad position, and if the Knicks start losing crazy and they get knocked out of playoff contention, and he still decides to play the veterans over the young guys, I think that's when you have, as a front office, you have to cut ties with Thibs and bring in a coach that's going to actually pay the young guys and actually build up those young guys and build up their value. So that if the Knicks are in a position to make a big move in the future, these young guys have more value to them, and then they'll be able to make that move. Because right now, the only young guys these teams are looking at is RJ and Mitch. You don't want to trade those guys.
Facts.
So
that's a fact. And I'm gonna say this too. Thibs is a competitor, for better or for worse. Thibs does not know when the game is over. Look no further than the game that we just played when RJ Barrett was injured with 20 seconds left in the game and he was still out there thinking, we can come back. We can come back. There's still a chance. No, Thibs. There was no chance. And that's the biggest deal. And that's the biggest reason why this might be concerning today, because we don't know how far Thibs is going to take it and devalue the players. And I said this a couple of days ago. If the trade doesn't happen, they might have to break a hierarchy, but I'm not sure if they want to do that, because ever since everybody's been here, the hierarchy has been, I am the GM. I bring people in. You are the coach. I don't tell you how to coach. You just coach. And that's been the way that they've been doing things, and that's the way they want to do things, because they didn't want to, imitate other errors. But now that we're in a situation we're in right now, if Thibs keeps tibbing, somebody might be forced to kind of break that hierarchy and go downstairs and tell Thibs to play these young guys, because it could get a little bit crazy if we keep losing and nothing happens. And the rotations don't change. And we don't see Obi getting 25 minutes. And we don't see Quickly and Cam getting minutes. So it can get weird.
I know you what. There are two things between what you and Ryan said, which is absolutely I agree with. Thibs, he reminds me of myself in a minute. And I'll tell you why I mean that, when I say it. Because for about 20 years, my wife and my family and I used to have an annual Thanksgiving Monopoly game. We'd invite people over, and we played Monopoly. And the game would go on all night. We added a few of our own rules to the game. But I would always be making everybody laugh, because I'd be at the end of the night with $5 in my hand, right? And I got Mediterranean and Baltic, and everybody got hotels everywhere except me. And I just got Mediterranean and Baltic, and I'm still thinking I could win with the $5 I got in my hand, right? And I'm just hanging in there until I get wiped out. And that's Thibs.
Yep.
He's got the $5 in his hand. He got Mediterranean and Baltic. And he's still saying, I can pass go and get $200. I can go through this minefield of
Is Randall
and
Mediterranean?
still make it. I can still make it, And that's Thibs. So I'm thinking like, okay. Because first of all, two things. That's number one. Number two, if y'all notice, Johnny Bryant, his official title is associate head coach. That's his official title. So if they move on from Thibs, Bryant's going to step right up. And from what I did hear, like sometimes Berman ain't full of BS, although most times he is. But what he did say was Thibs don't listen to none of his assistants.
I heard that.
Like he does what he does, and he don't care what his assistants say. So that means he's not listening to Johnny Bryant, which we don't know. Like Johnny Bryant came out of the Utah system. So we don't know, but he seems like a sharp young man to me. So I'm thinking if they move on from Tibbs, Johnny Bryant's going to take that seat. And I get the feeling he's not going to run this thing like Fizdale, and he's not going to run this thing like Thibodeau either.
I hope so, man. I hope so, because you can't have, like, I don't agree with Brian. I don't think he's gonna be fired this season. I still feel like he's gonna get a whole new season. But I do feel like if we are to move on from Tibbs, we can't completely change course like we keep been doing. We need some type of consistency in here. So if Tibbs is let go at some point, then I agree that we need to hire Johnny Bryant and have him just take over this thing, and move forward with it. But
I think that they already got that. I think that's a default. Like the fact that they gave him the associate head coach title, I think that's the default. So that if Tibbs is fired, it's default to Johnny Bryant right off the bat.
Man, I hope so, man. I hope so, because we only have Cam here for a half a year, and it was looking bleak before, and it's looking real bleak now. So like and I know Raw was letting you know what Raw, tell me what you was telling us behind the scenes about how you foresee the summer going, because
okay, so all right, so I know, like, because we have the battered wife syndrome in New York, right? It's a knee-jerk reaction that all of a sudden the front office sucks and blah 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 blah. But no, I think Leon knows what he's doing, and I can see him cleaning the house this summer of all these vets and going with, if they get Brunson, which I think is a very high possibility now that you saw the Dinwiddie trade, and now that they got Davis Bertans on the hook for 4 years, I think Brunson's going to walk. So you got to have Brunson, and the Knicks going to pay him. Now he could get 5 years only from Dallas. He can't get 5 years anywhere else. So I see him getting his 85 million, and I see the Knicks giving it to him. So you see, I can see them clearing house of all these other vets and going and starting fresh with Brunson, Randall, and the kids.
Yeah.
And seeing what they can do right from there, because that way Tibbs can't say you don't have no vets, because you're going to have Randall and you're going to have Brunson, who is, his boy, and then you're going to have the kids, which really, when you think about it, next year is Mitchell Robinson's 5th year, and I think they're going to keep Mitchell Robinson. I don't see them letting him go to Detroit or anywhere else. I think they're going to match whatever he gets. Yeah, but you're going to see Mitchell Robinson. You're going to see R.J. Barrett. You're going to see OG. All of these guys are now going to be the new vets, right? So you're going to see that, and so I think they're going to roll with that. I can see them getting rid of all vets except for Rose and Taj, and even I have to say that's questionable because Taj's contract is not guaranteed next year. And Rose is only guaranteed 2 years, of which this was the first year and next year is the second year. So I don't even know about them, but I'm going to tell you, all of these other vets are going to go next summer. They're going to clean house. And so, because you know what's going, and the reason I'm saying that is because they're going to be, basically, they low-key tanking. Right now, your new tank commander is Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah,
that's your new
move
tank
over
commander.
Emmanuel Mudiay.
Yeah, that's your new tank commander. Tom Thibodeau's your new tank commander, and so they're not purposely telling him to lose. He's gonna be playing Mediterranean Baltic with his $5 all the way to the end of the season, and the Knicks are gonna be in the lottery. So
yeah,
that's gonna be that.
Any chance that Angry Randall keeps this production up? Because the last few games, the starters have been playing well, and the bench has been stinking. Derrick Rose comes back, solidifies the bench. The starters keep this momentum. Any chance, is there any prayer in your mind that you say, you know what, maybe there's a shot if we have Derrick Rose back in that second unit, and the bench keeps going with the momentum that they've been playing with this past week, especially Julius Randle?
What do you think, Ryan?
I think it's a possibility because, the Knicks are missing point guard play. They've definitely been missing Rose. That's part of the reason why they've been losing so much. Like I said, it's a tough situation because the Knicks are 7 games under 500. where the Knicks going to be when Rose finally does return is another issue right there, and then then you're gonna have to decide whether are you gonna still go and make that playoff run with Rose back, or are you gonna fall back and be like, all right, let's continue, with that $5 and only have a Mediterranean and Baltic and just,
Right.
tank the season. So, it's either way you look at it, it's going to be tough. But, knowing Thibs and the type of coach he is, I could see Thibs being like, you know what? We got Rose back. We might be 10 games under 500, but we going to go for it.
I can see him going. You can just go on a 9-game win streak.
And y'all know this is the history of the Knicks. So we would be like most of this rest of the season, we'd be top 5 in terms of the lottery, right? Then also we're gonna go on a 5-game winning streak, and we'd be in like the 12th position. That's what's gonna happen, man.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what's gonna happen. We'll still be in the lottery, but we're gonna be traded like what we get. Last time we got 8, and then the year before that, what we had? We had 8. We got. I think we got 3 with RJ. We wanted to get 2 with John Morant, and then we got 8 with Kevin Knox. We got 8 with Frank Ntilikina. Yeah. And I think, what was Porzingis? Porzingis was 4?
He was 4,
He was 4. He was 4.
Yeah, so we won't get – we'll be in the contention to get the top 5 pick, but then the Knicks are going a 5-game win streak, 6-game win streak, and we'll be at 12. That's what's going to happen.
Right. Well, I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be rough. We have the second toughest schedule in the NBA, so it's going to be rough. It's definitely going to be rough. But here's the thing. Like, I do feel like Tips is going to give it a go for sure. But I do feel like it's up to the front office. If this thing starts going off the rails, if it's like a week or 2 after the trade deadline, after we come back from All-Star break and it's still losing, they gotta tell him to pull the plug. Like they gotta tell him to pull the plug. Like
bro, there's a 7-game away. There's a 7-game road trip coming up right after the All-Star break, and it ain't no joke. It's all out west, man.
Yeah.
And then they got Brooklyn at home. With now you got Ben Simmons. Woo! This is gonna be rough. This is gonna be ugly. It's gonna be ugly.
Yeah, so they gotta play the club. Salute to the chat, man. Everybody rock with the KOT show. Shout out to Pudge NYC, Heartbreak Nova, Jason M, RG OG. Everybody else is rocking with the show. If you're liking the show so far, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're here talking about these Knicks traded on news. And also we gotta talk about the trade that almost happened but didn't quite happen. The trade that almost happened but didn't quite happen. And Raw. I was on Twitter and I saw people pissed at this, just like, why would they offer Cam and what? And I was like, oh, I got a really unpopular take.
When I saw you said I got an unpopular take, I said he's on the same page as me. I know he is. He's on the same page as me.
I said I have a really unpopular take, but man, listen, I don't care though, because here's the thing. When KP got traded, and I said, we didn't necessarily lose the trade. We gotta wait to see if we win the trade or not. I said that live on air years ago when KB got traded. That take was unpopular, and now,
it was correct though. It was
correct.
It was the right trade. It was the right take.
It was the right trade.
Okay, so I got up this morning. I looked at Twitter, as everybody else. I was looking at my phone intermittently all night. And I looked at Twitter, and I saw where some commentator said the Knicks started negotiations on the 3-team deal with Toronto and the Lakers, and they started Wednesday afternoon, and they went all into the night into Thursday morning. So I'm like, oh, shoot, they're going to get this done. Then I saw the parameters of the trade. It was Cam Reddish going to the Lakers with Alec Burks.
Mm-hmm.
It was THT going to Toronto. It was
wait.
With Nerlens
Noel. That's important.
And then it was Dragic going to New York with trade compensation. And I was like, everybody was tripping because, like, first people was like, why we trading Cam?
Meaning
and
picks.
Man, what are we gonna do with Dragic? And I was like, y'all looking at this the wrong way. I've been saying it to him, blue in the face, but the NBA 2K is strong. So I'll be like, look, it's not about who the player is. It's the expiring contract. We're getting a $19 million expiring deal. That's going to put $19 million off our books. And I was like, dang, then they'll be able to get who they want this summer, man. So I was like, dang, the Don is playing chess. And I think most of us that was watching this, like if you before this trade season, we were understanding that when they got Cam, they wanted to get expiring deals back. They didn't want players.
Right.
We just want open up rotation spots. So we want expiring deals. And I was looking at all the expiring deals that was out there. So I was like, oh, and they were working on this all night. Oh, they're going to get this done.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, they're going to get this done. And people was all upset. Oh, then why are we trading Cam? I was like, look, man, we got plenty of young players, and we're going to get $19 million in expiring money. When I saw that fool go to San Antonio, I was like, what? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I lost hope right there. I was like, dang.
Yeah, like I think that's the biggest thing. The biggest thing is we getting draft compensation back, right? Two, like as you've seen, we weren't able to move off of these vets unless we attach picks. In this deal, we either have to attach picks or young assets. The other young assets that we have on this team right now are actually producing. And if you look at who's ahead of Cam right now, we have RJ Barrett, who's a staple. He's not going anywhere. He's considered untouchable right now, right? And we have Grimes. Shout out to Grimes. Grimes is actually part of the KP trade. So gunshots. That's right. That pick that we got from Drake.
And so is Cam, really.
And so is Cam, right?
Yep.
True. That as well. You guys can't look at me and tell me that today that Grimes on his first day in the NBA, that Cam in his first day in the NBA is better than Grimes in his first day in the NBA.
No, but but they both better than watching KP staying in street clothes.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So paying that for $158 million. I'm glad we got Grimes and Cam. Please.
Right. So here's my thing. When Cam was here, Cam got traded here. I mentioned it. I think Raw mentioned it too. That we wasn't sure like if the front office and Tom were on the exact same page.
Right.
We wasn't sure about that because what happens when they're not on the same page is what you're seeing right now. People don't play, so they're probably foreseeing what's happening, and they're going, crap. We might end up having Cam here, not being able to give him minutes. And then what happened to other young players like, Frank, or what's happening to Obi right now with Julius Randle.
Or Kevin.
Kevin is going to happen with Cam. So what we might as well do is get picks for him right now so it's not in vain. And then get, clear some cap space because Noel is going to be gone too. There's going to be Noel.
And you know what though? Did you read the report? The Lakers got the vapors on Cam. They were aggressive trying to get him.
Yeah.
They wanted him for real. So that the Don was dangling that and saying, okay, you want this? Okay, we got to help us get what we want. And they was really trying to get Cam. So, and it was a smart move for the Lakers because they would get a solid pro in Burks and then a young prospect in his rookie deal in Cam. And Cam would have got time on this roster.
Yeah,
he would have got minutes on this roster. So, it was.
So it was just one of those things where, like, he's trying to save them for ourselves right now. We don't have more wasted assets here. That's the way I feel like that. And I see somebody says, "Do you think Grimes is better than Cam today?" Yes, I do think Grimes.
Grimes is better than Cam right now.
But talent-wise, Cam has more upside. I mean, Grimes is better right now, but talent-wise, Cam has more upside. So if you could develop Cam, and the Knicks in development, well, we'll see. But if you could develop Cam, I see that man has number one option potential. He just really has that type of talent, but that's a question mark. That's what we're gonna see, and that's really the crime out of all of this. He's not going to play. He's not going to play.
Right. He has higher potential. He has higher potential for sure.
Yeah.
He definitely has higher potential for sure. How long is it going to take him to get to that potential is the question.
Not on the bench?
That's the question. Because say we if he I guess best case scenario, right? The vets have the value that they're supposed to have this year. Which the front office, they fumbled at. They don't have the value that they thought they had. and he gets 15 minutes a game, I still feel like it will take the summer and the next season to really see what Cam can do. For real.
Right. No, I agree.
Yeah.
As much as I want to see Kemba gone, I'm kind of against them buying him out. I'd rather them trade him and get him off the books.
Yeah. And it was
I'd actually add picks. I'd add second rounders to him to get him off the books. I just don't want him, I don't want to have another, what's that? Joakim Noah, who we're paying him and he's not even on the team. Though they wouldn't be quite that bad because we're paying Joakim like $48 million, $64 million, something like that. But
right.
if we only paying Kemba for 1 year, it's he's on an $18 million deal. So if we bought him out, it'd only be like 1 year, $9 million, and that's I think they stretch it out over 4 seasons or something. So it wouldn't be quite as bad. But I'd rather just trade him for I'd give away 2 second rounders because we got a plethora of them and get him off the books.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think they want to give away any assets though at this point.
Yeah.
I saw from Mark Berman. Mark Berman stated that for now, Kemba is safe. That's the exact words he used.
Yeah, so. I saw. But did you see the other words? Until Rose gets back. That's what he said. Until Derrick Rose comes back.
Right.
Stay for now.
Yeah.
Until Derrick Rose comes back. So he was actually hinting to me at a buyout.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I was hoping. That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping to see a buyout thing today for Kemba, but maybe you're right. Maybe it is till Rose gets back. But I would rather have a buyout for Kemba and have Deuce come in right now and see what he has. But like I said, as of now, these Knicks and the front office and the coaching staff, they're still trying to feel like they want to go for it and try to get some games in. And I'm not sure if that's going to happen for these guys.
Well, if D Rose comes back healthy, I'm almost sure that Tibbs are going to take Kemba out the rotation again.
Yeah.
I don't see how he keeps him in the rotation with a healthy D Rose. He's going to want to start D Rose.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Nah, I was just agreeing with what Raw and what y'all was saying, and I just wanted to make like one quick comment on the Cam Reddish trade with Alec Burks and Llewellyn and stuff like that. So, I think, Raw pretty much hit it, nail on the head, because people have to remember, like, yeah, Cam has a lot of potential. Cam has shown in the past, especially last season, he can step up and put in good performances and stuff like that. But I think people have to remember the coach you have and the roster you have in the moment, and if Cam is going to get that playing time. Because if you look at the roster at the moment, Knicks basically wasted a draft pick because you sent a draft pick to Atlanta with Kevin Knox for Cam Reddish, and Cam Reddish is not getting no playing time whatsoever. So what's the point of keeping Cam Reddish if the coach is not going to play him? And then on top of that, you're going to trade him, and then you trade Nerlens Noel, Alec Burks, get those guys off your books, and you bring in Goran Dragic, who's an expiring contract, and a guy that this is going to play because it's going to give him a point guard. Mm-hmm. And him and Rose will probably help the Knicks, win games and stuff like that. And that's an expiring contract on top of that. And you get back draft compensation. So it's like the pick you gave to Atlanta, you're essentially getting that pick back and possibly more. So it's like,
right.
Yeah. And on top of that, once the season's over, you have that $19 million or so in cap space, and then you can use that to get a Brunson or whatever, a younger point guard, and sign him to a deal, and then you have your point guard of the future right there. So I think people are a bit short-sighted when they looked at it when they saw Cam Reddish being moved, and not looking at the big picture overall.
Yeah, not to say that Cam is not going to be good. Kind of similar thing with Obi Toppin, man. It's kind of similar thing with Obi Toppin. But we need to find a way to raise these guys' trade values, man. They have to play.
The only way you can raise the trade values is if they play. If they're not playing, and I'm not talking about 10 and 15 minutes, they got to play significant minutes.
They have to play, man. They absolutely have to play. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. I know we got JR in the chat, but shout out to Philip Ross, Bernard Williams, NS, Jason M, Jason for Sarah, Heck Brizo, Paul Butler. Everybody else is rocking with the show. If it's your first time here, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. We do post-game shows as well after every game. And definitely hit the likes. The likes a little bit late, so hit the like button and help support the show. All right. First caller up, we got JR. JR, let us know what you want to talk about, sir.
Yo, 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 Jay Ellis,
What's going
Ryan
on?
G, the legend, Raw Hebrew.
What's
How
up?
you guys doing tonight?
Doing all right, man.
Hey,
Y'all
good,
already
we
know?
good.
Considering.
Feel like
Say
somebody
Hempstead
died
in the
for real.
building.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody
Y'all already
died
know?
for real, man.
Yeah.
For real.
You know something, man? I had the most pleasant surprise to see you guys were on. I wasn't expecting to see you guys on. I was like, thank God, some level-headed takes in a day full of people ranting, and it's like you can tell who's been here for the Tony Douglases and Jordan Hills. Like you can tell which fans are the ones that
Yeah.
just hopped on. You know what I'm saying? So this ain't nothing, man. We conditioned for this, man. We can take this. But hey, man, I agree with what a lot of you guys said. But I just wanted to let you guys know how I feel about a couple things, and to be honest, man, I have no doubt that right now in San Francisco in that locker room, Tibbs probably has exactly the number of games they need to win to be in the play-in. Like these guys they're not thinking about tanking. Tibbs is not thinking about developing youth right now. They are going for the play-in. They are there's no doubt in my mind that Tibbs is gonna have these. Like if RJ once he gets off that walking boot, 45 more minutes for you, RJ. Go and run. We got to make this play-in
Right.
game. That's just how Tibbs is wired, you know what I'm saying? And I don't always agree with everything he does or his rotations, and God knows I don't agree with his rotations all the time, but, man, with some of the horrible coaches we've had here, I appreciate having a coach of Tibbs, you know what I'm saying? Because, he's a proven winner. Whether we agree with what he does or not, and God knows I was very upset when RJ got hurt, with, you know what I'm saying, with the minute left. I was like, what? I was – But you know what I'm saying? But Tibbs, to some degree, we gotta give him some respect. Like he knows how to win. You know what I'm saying? And if he thinks that this team can squeeze by a playing game, and God knows an injury or two on the opposite team, we can squeeze in. I think we'd all have different outlooks if we somehow make it past the first round. I know that's crazy to even say with the L's we've taken today, but I'm just saying it's not out of the realm of possibility. It's completely impossible that this happened. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's impossible. I'm very encouraged by RJ's growth this year. Extremely encouraged. Julius Randle has looked better as of late. You know what I'm saying? Y'all already know Jay Ellis. You know Evan Fournier. You know that's my boy. I'm gonna rock with Evan Fournier. And he's been showing his form. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like we have some pros on our team, and I know the schedule's tough right now, but y'all saw what Utah just did to Golden State, and we gave Utah all they can handle. So I know it's all about matchups, but hey, man, they're pros, they're humans, just like we are. You know what I'm saying? Just like we are. Anyone could be having any given night in the NBA. Right. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is I'm not quitting. I'm riding or die, man. Like this ain't nothing. This ain't nothing.
We've been through worse.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we have been through worse.
We've been through worse than this.
We've been through worse,
Facts.
sadly.
We've been through worse. Facts.
Heck yeah, man. So this ain't nothing, man. We gotta. And I don't gotta tell y'all boys because y'all already like the ultimate Knicks fans. Y'all here all the time. You know what I'm saying? And y'all putting in the work. And but just knowing, you know what I'm saying, we still riding. We still going same. We riding with the team. And yeah, man. Yo, that's really all I got to say, man. I love what you guys do. Obviously, like I always say, y'all be thinking Raw Hebrew be giving Raw Knicks tapes, man. I'm not even gonna lie, man. I be dabbling in his Bible studies from time to time, man. Yo, Raw, you a bold man, Raw. I gotta give you that, man. So much love to y'all, man. And y'all boys have a good night, man. Go Knicks. And I don't care, yo. We winning tonight. We winning tonight.
Okay.
I don't want to hear nothing. Cam's gonna have his breakout game tonight. All right, he gonna break out. We gonna win tonight. And then we're going to see what happens after that. You already know, man. Go Knicks, baby. Let's get it, y'all.
Yeah, man. He's hyped about
LGK,
it.
baby.
Yeah,
LGK.
man. He said RJ's out tonight, so Cam's getting his minutes. Yeah. So we'll see. He's going to see what happens.
For real, I think that might be the case, isn't it?
Yeah. Grimes is going to
it's a
start.
high possibility.
Grimes is going to start.
Grimes is starting.
Cam should be getting the Grimes minutes. That's how.
Ooh, let's let Cam get 40 tonight.
Yeah. Let's go.
Wait, hold on. Are we sure Grimes is starting?
They said it's a high probability.
Kim said he might start. That's what the
he might,
quote was.
okay.
He might start.
He might
So
start.
we'll
He
see
might
what
start.
Because I mean that man Burks is still here. He might just slide
Yeah,
Burks
that man
in.
Burks. Yeah, you're right.
He might just slide in Burks.
But
Yeah,
doesn't
you're
he
right.
need Burks for the point guard? Oh, forgot he got Kemba though. Oh
got
shoot.
Kemba.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He got the one-legged bandit in there. Oh shoot.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But I saw a question here. They said, why if the front office wasn't gonna? He said, why did the front office trade Cam here if they bring Cam here if they was gonna trade him? The front office messed up. That's exactly what happened. That's why. The front office.
No, they're gonna have Cam sitting for another, half a season. That's
right. The front office messed up when they thought that they can move 2 players to make room for Cam when they got Cam here.
More than that, they thought they could move 2 players. They're going Leon Rose and get picks for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't talking about giving up no picks.
Right.
He thought he could get second rounders and first rounders for these cats, man.
Right. Exactly. They messed up when they tried to move those players and not give up picks. So that's what happened. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. You know what? I messed something up. I saw a 199 super chat. I'm sorry, Heck Breezo. 199 super chat says Tibbs needs to be fired. RJ hurt because of him.
I can't lie. That
That one hurt. That hurt. That definitely hurt.
Yeah,
all right.
pretty much.
Next caller up. I forgot what we have. I think we have Jason. We have Jason on the Lower East Side.
Yeah, you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, loud and clear.
What's up,
Lower
fellas?
East
What's
Side?
up, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on?
The Lanty Street and the Avenue D in them.
Mm-hmm. You still remember? You still remember?
Man, today was rough, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm a Tibbs fan. I got into a big fight, or not fight, a big battle of the fans with forgot his name, but Leon Rose needs to step in because I'm worried. I'm worried.
Yeah.
I think Leon Rose is scared of Tibbs. Honestly, I don't think he has the in him to say, Tibbs, this is what you have to do. You can't do this, you can't do that. He just lets Tibbs do whatever he wants to do.
It does appear
And
that
that's
way.
a big problem with me.
Yeah,
Is
it does appear that way.
You know what? It's funny because ideally you want the coach to coach and the GM to GM. Ideally, right?
Right.
Because when the GM is coaching, that's when stuff starts to get weird. But in this case, it's just like you want Leon to kind of step in a little bit, but then you risk fractioning whatever's happening even worse. I don't know, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but the thing is, the coach has to understand the long-term vision, and clearly Tibbs doesn't get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Good point.
Wait, you said long term and Tibbs? You know that's an oxymoron, right?
Yeah, that's the problem though, and that's why he was the president and GM in Timberwolves. Now he's the coach and the GM. Now he's just a coach. So now the GM needs to tell him, look, you like McBride. Why aren't you playing him?
Yeah.
I can't argue with that. I can't.
Yeah.
That's what they say. They say that Tibbs wanted McBride. That's what everyone reported.
Yeah.
Tibbs loved McBride. He was mad that the Knicks passed on him the first 2 times, and then he was happy when they got him. So why aren't you playing him?
I mean, Tibbs was on the Grimes and McBride. He wasn't a part of the Joku Bias. He was part of Grimes and McBride.
Yeah, sure was.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to earn it back, man. He messed up that one Raptors game. We never saw him again. So you would.
Yo.
And he only had 4 minutes and 44 seconds. I mean, come on, man. That.
It was ridiculous.
Quickly done throw up like a whole house full of bricks instead, and he's tripping on McBride over a couple of turnovers. I mean, come on.
Yep.
Yeah, and what kicked me is the one player who I really wanted to be traded today. The one player was Alec Burks, because I actually think he was tradable.
Me too.
I don't really think Noel and Kemba were tradable without giving up a bunch. I think Alec Burks they actually could have traded.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
And he's the one who's really blocking McBride and Cam, because when the point guards are out, they're just going to play Burks at point guard.
Yep.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
And I think they should, and I think they could, and I think they should do it right away, but they probably won't. They should shut down Noel and Kemba. Kemba, he should never play for the Knicks again. Noel, he's hurt. Let him go have a procedure or something on his knee and be done for the season, and we'll see about next year.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's
What's your name?
Jason.
Hire this man as a GM like today.
Yeah. It's time, man.
Like I like. Look, think about this, guys. Here's what pisses me off so much. How happy were we when they did the Cam trade?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
we were happy. We thought it was a good. Yeah, thought it was a good move.
We all loved it, and it's like they turned that trade into a bad trade, and a lot of it's Tibbs. Like I'm not gonna like the front office. I thought it was a good trade. The fact that Tibbs won't play him is ridiculous to me.
Yeah, man. We already knew it, man. We already knew this was the problem. We already knew he was going to play over.
No, but did you really think Tibbs wasn't going to play him at all? I didn't think that at first.
Oh, I thought he wasn't going to play him unless they moved people out the rotation. I knew Tibbs wasn't going to play him, but that's why to me it was automatic that they were going to get rid of 2 rotational pieces. That's why they know they had to. So
yeah. Plus, just to chime in right quick. Also, I think that's why the rumor popped up where it said Alec Burks, where the Knicks were only willing to trade Alec Burks if it was in connection with another vet as well. So I think the Knicks were really trying to move, to move 2 veterans at one time so they can kill 2 birds with 1 stone and open up that rotation spot for Cam Reddish to see what they have in them.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like they were trying to move 2, but you know what? If all you can move is Burks, just move Burks. Like, just take the deal. Don't say, oh, no, we have to include Kemba, we have to include Noel.
I think that's a Leon thing. I think Leon got a little greedy, man. I think he decided,
Yeah.
we're not giving up those short. We're not taking those short. We'll just keep running with these same bums for the rest of the season.
I'm pretty sure we could have got a pick, at least a second for a couple of seconds for Burks, or minimum.
I mean,
I think so.
Here's a trade. Why didn't they do the trade that I said with the Suns and Sarge? Sarge isn't playing. I'm sure the Suns probably would want to get somebody to help them try to make a championship this year.
Is Sarge
They picked up
expiring?
Aaron Holiday. He's not that good.
Is Sarge expiring?
Yeah.
No, he's not expiring. But it didn't need to be an expiring. It just
no,
needs
they
to be
need
someone
expiring.
who didn't have to play.
They need an expiring.
No,
deal,
it didn't need to be expiring.
No, really,
It's going to be an over cap team.
You know,
It doesn't matter if we have cap space or not next year.
I'm just saying, if you don't buy him out, Tibbs is going to start him.
Yeah.
Well, he can't start him this year because he's out.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, I hear you, but I'm saying, but you don't want nobody that's coming back next year. You want to make sure you can get rid of him at the end of this
I
year.
actually wanted Sarge to come back next year. You know why? Because I mean, we're talking about a trade that's not going to happen now. But last year he was a backup 5. So there goes the stretch 5.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I just wanted somebody like Thad Young that's expiring, and they're coming back, or somebody like Dragic that they could just buy out and let him walk. Nobody that's coming back next year. So that way, not only are they not playing now, but we don't got to worry about them in the summer. That's it. They're done.
And it seems like they have their eyes set on Brunson as well. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, and here's
So
the
they
thing
weren't
with the Brunson stuff.
So they weren't expiring to have
And this
Brunson.
is why they got to play the youth now. They have to.
Yeah.
Because if the Knicks get Brunson, then one of Emmanuel Quickly or McBride should go because they ain't gonna play.
Right.
Yeah, true.
Right.
If Grimes is the lock, you're not gonna be able to play Grimes, Emmanuel Quickly, Brunson, and they're probably still gonna want Rose. That's too many players.
Well, Rose is going to be expiring next year, but the problem is going to be Joko Bidas. Joko Bidas is coming to the he's coming to the roster next year. No, he's coming, but he's going to take a seat.
He ain't coming. They're gonna trade him. He's coming to sit on the bench.
One at a time.
Yeah, he's going to come sit on the bench.
One at a time. We got to be able to hear. We got
We got to referee this.
Yeah, man.
Exactly. He goes. McBride will tell him, "This is where I used to sit. This is when I used to play in the G League. You're going to take all of that. I'm going to give you the ropes."
That's a fact.
Yeah, but he's not going to be happy playing in the G League. This kid was just playing in the Euro Leagues, playing for the best team in the Euro Leagues, and you're not.
Hey, listen.
He'll be happy in the NBA. He'll be in the NBA.
But he's going to be in the
Everybody wants to
NBA.
be in the NBA, man.
But Tibbs is going to ignore him his rookie year. That's what's going to happen. Tibbs is not going to play.
No, they're going to trade him.
Right.
That's what I think they're going to do. I think they're going to include him in some trade. He's going to go probably to the Mavs or something.
You're
some other
not
team.
joking. That could definitely happen. But I'm saying he's not going to play with the Knicks next year. One way or the other, he's not playing.
Right. But
He'll be on the roster, but he's not playing.
Yeah. Yo, thanks for calling, though. Yo. We got another caller up next. But also.
Yeah, all right. Thanks a lot, guys, for having me.
For sure.
All right, man. Thanks, man.
Maybe we'll win tonight, and we'll be back on tonight to celebrate. I know Raw's gonna be sleeping, but I know
It's gonna be past my bedtime. But I'll be so excited. There, go.
Oh, if we win, and well, if we win, you coming on, Raw?
I'm not gonna let you set me up to get all bust up because you know those
Raw, if we win, you coming on?
All over our graves tonight. They're gonna stomp us and pee on our graves. That's what's gonna happen.
I'll say this though. The fact that they got smacked by Utah last night does kind of worry me.
They always get angry.
I thought it was. Did they get beat by Utah last?
Yeah, they got smacked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Was Stephen Curry playing?
Yeah, they got smacked. Like 25 or something like that.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. That means there's trouble for us because they're gonna be in San Francisco on a night after they lost. They're gonna be mad.
Yeah, and we don't have Barrett, so I don't.
They're going. Thompson might get 30 in a quarter.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be. Maybe we put Kemba on Thompson and Grimes get Steph.
I would love. The last time we played them, we had my man Deuce doing work on that board, but not this time.
Yeah, you're right. Or maybe they'll put. They might try to put Burks on. I don't know, Steph. I don't even know.
Burks, man. Burks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who do you put Kemba on? Now that I think about it, I'm like, damn. Who do you really put Kemba on?
You put Kemba on the bench.
You put Kemba on the bench. He about to get lit up tonight. He can't guard nobody out there.
The bench. All right, that's how you put Kemba on. All right.
Exactly. Put his one-legged behind on the bench. Then wear his dashiki and chill. Because other than that, you're going to get
man. But shout out to Rodney Sanders, the $10 super chat. His problem is because of last year. We thought we can skip steps. We thought we were going to be a near conference finals team this year. It was just add Kemba, Evan. The truth is we are a developing team.
Rodney ain't lying.
Yeah.
Rodney ain't lying at all.
Ronnie ain't lying.
Yeah.
Like my grandmother used to, my grandmother in Jamaica used to say, he not lying at all.
Exactly.
Oh, we just got good news.
What's that?
Quentin Grimes is starting tonight.
There we go. Grime time.
Yeah, but who's starting or are they starting Kemba at the point probably?
Yeah, well, I don't know about the point guard position, but I think it's safe to assume it's going to probably be Kemba.
Well, the good thing is, he hasn't been playing Kemba but them few minutes. Like, he's doing the EP on him. He's playing him the first quarter, maybe the third, and that's it.
Yeah. You're right about that. Yeah. Next caller up, we got Reaper. Let us know.
My man from AC.
Yeah, man.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for taking my call. Hey, Jay Ellis, Raw. Hey, G.
What's
yeah,
up,
man,
it's
pretty crazy. It's I had a feeling. I knew there was a possibility nothing was going to happen, possibly, but it didn't feel that great. But you know what? Honestly, no move is better than a bad move. That's kind of how I'm looking at it today, especially when I saw that Cam Reddish trade, and I think I heard something. It's like a rumor or something about supposedly Obi Toppin. But and that kind of that actually got me a little pissed off. But so I'm kind of glad they didn't have any moves to make. I'm glad they didn't make it. However, we're in this situation. Yeah, the front office kind of screwed up, but the more I look at Tiz, man, it's just the more crazy he looks. The more he's got this. It's almost like he's sticking to a tradition or to a way of doing something, and he's so rigid, and he doesn't want to budge off of it, and he just ends up looking stupid sometimes.
Yeah.
And that the more I think about the whole what happened to RJ the other night, I'm like, this is bananas. I just can't believe all that happened. And honestly, in my opinion, I believe the team is better than this. I do believe, in my opinion, I think they're a playoff team. And in my opinion, I keep telling you guys, I think I've told you guys so many times that everyone and their grandmother and their grandkids and their, great grandbabies knew that you can't play Rose more than 25 minutes. You can't play Kemba really after the 10th game. You realize Kemba can't play more than, 15, 20 minutes. 18 minutes a game. Mm-hmm. And so, as crazy as it sounds,
and
you had to run a 3-point rotation. Yeah. So you had to start playing McBride early in the season. You had to do it. It's not about this is how, I understand that's how Tibbs is, but that's how you are. But the way you are can actually make you look stupid, So you can't just say, this is my philosophy, and I'm not budging from it, and you just look crazy. The only reason we don't have any point guards right now is because he benched Kemba and then played Rose for 38 minutes a game for a week. And we all knew, I think everybody was saying, we'll see how long this lasts. And of course, after a week, Rose goes down. So I think, you got to put this on Tibbs because the issues we're having at point guard is squarely his fault because he just doesn't want to be flexible. And and then it's like Burks is not a point guard.
Yeah.
I don't care how many nice passes he makes here and there. He's not a point guard. The offense looks terrible when he's running it. And Manu Quickly is not a point guard either, and that's why he's struggling this year. It's like I saw it in summer league. I remember in summer league he was averaging like eight assists a game. But if you I'm watching those games. I was there watching those games, and the offense really was very stagnant when Emmanuel Quickly was actually handling the rock. Yeah, he had 8 assists, but you got to look at it this way. If you looked at that usage rate for Emmanuel Quickly, it probably was like in the 30-something%. And so he walked away with, if your usage rate is like in the high 30s and you walk away with like 8 assists and like 12 points, are you telling me you did a great job? No, that's not a great job, And you can just see it the way the offense ran in the summer league. It was very stagnant. It ran smoother when McBride was running it, Quickly can get in the lane very easily. He's very shifty. He's fast, but for some reason, he's just not a point guard. He just, he doesn't read the game the same way other point guards do. And so you got to put this, this season squarely a little bit on the front office, but it's mostly on Tibbs. And they need to figure out a way. Like, look, I don't want any rotation either. I don't want us to fire our coach after this year. The one good thing about Tibbs is he did change the culture here, and people do work hard here now. So that's a good thing. But they need to make him do the right thing. You can't just sit back and just be like, oh, coach does whatever he wants to do. I think for me that sounds crazy. So.
Yeah.
You know what? Somebody said something a few years ago, and I don't like to believe it, but I gotta admit it's probably true. Point guards are born and not made. So either you're a point guard, naturally, or you're not. And as many times as I've seen Burks and Quickly miss wide open guys, especially Obi, they're not point guards, man. They're just not.
Yeah. Yeah. That's 100% true.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I definitely feel like Quickly is struggling right now passing the ball. To me, it felt like in the beginning of the season he was passing the ball to Obi a lot. He's finding him more than I feel like him and Rose was like A and B on finding Obi. But this stretch for like a week, he's really been struggling. But hold on a second, wait a minute. Shout out to Ron Fleet. Yo, Ron. What up, Ron? Yo, Ron. I saw you say hi the last show when I was watching the replay. Sorry I missed you, but shout out to Ron Cleveland of the Man Show. Good to see you, brother, man. Good to see you.
Yeah, and I'll say this too about Quickly because, Quickly is struggling right now, but to be real about it, the times I've seen Quickly play best is when he's either alongside Rose or when he's alongside McBride.
Right.
So it's like, when Quickly is playing point guard by himself, he struggles, but when he's playing alongside another point guard, that's when he shines. So,
that's right.
Yeah.
And what's really crazy too is when you look at the stats, I've been keep harping on these defensive stats. The issue is it's Kemba Fournier, and what do you call it? Our backup center, and it's just everyone else. We got some defensive studs on this team. Even the thing that really shocked me recently is it's RJ. Just the fact that he's really now a two-way player. And I was getting on him early in the season. I was like, okay, he wants to be a two-way player. He's getting deep back doors. But sometimes how you kind of focus on the mistakes people make very often, and not enough, you're not looking at the whole picture. And so, but you look at the stats, it's crazy. He's the best. He carries the biggest load on the team defensively, and he's actually the most effective defender on the team, which is crazy. Mitchell Robinson, obviously, he was really overweight early in the season.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson transformed, man, for sure.
Yeah.
21 boards, man. Daggone.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yo,
salute. That was really big.
Yo, thanks for calling, Reaper, man. For sure.
All right. You guys have a good night, man.
All right.
AC, man. Take care down there, man.
All right. And I know the game is starting soon, 15 minutes. I want to get a little break before. But before we even get to the break, I just want to say this. The Knicks have officially won the KP trade. All right?
You ain't joking, Jay.
I don't want to hear nothing about it.
You don't won the KP trade hands down, for real.
We won it, man. We won the KP trade, man. We won the KP.
For real.
I said
Yes,
years
and-
ago. Gotta be patient. You gotta be patient.
Be honest. If we were going to say we miss a player, we would have missed Tim Hardaway Jr. before we missed KP.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I was thinking about bringing Tim Hardaway Jr. back.
Yeah, on the same. He signed the same $72 million deal.
Yeah.
I'd rather him than Fournier. Shoot.
Yeah, I think I don't even. Did I mention it on the show? I think I did mention it on the show, bro, about bringing Tim Hardaway Jr. back.
The only problem with Tim Hardaway Jr. is because KP was always hurt. He had to be the number one option.
Right.
If you make him a solid number 2 or 3 option, he's lethal, man. Like he is in Dallas. He's lethal.
Yeah.
Lethal.
And the starting 5 is in, guys. Mitchell Robinson, Julius Randle, Quentin Grimes, Evan Fournier, and Kemba Walker. So it'll be interesting to see who Kemba Walker is guarding on the Warriors tonight in the starting lineup.
Oh Lord! All right. I mean, I feel like they're gonna put Grimes. They had RJ, guarding point guards before. I feel like RJ was guarding when he's playing Memphis, right? I feel like RJ was guarding Morant, so I can see Coach putting Grimes on Curry.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. You know why? Because one of the reasons Golden State is an elite team, they will switch till they get the matchup they want. Yeah. They will move, and the way Curry moves without the ball, they will keep moving till it's him and Kemba, and he's going to destroy Kemba.
Right.
Period.
So it might be, we put Grimes on it first. Kemba plays 6 minutes, and then Alec Burks gets 30 minutes tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll probably put Kemba like Kuminga or someone like that, because I think Kuminga's going to be in the starting lineup for the Warriors. Right. For Draymond Green, so they'll probably put him on Kuminga.
He will destroy Kemba. That kid will destroy Kemba. Kuminga's no joke. He's only like 19. He's amazing, man. I was like, dang, man. People was criticizing him last year because he got all these shortcomings. But people forget he was only 18 and he got a grown man's body. This guy, he's gonna be the deal.
Yeah, and be prepared, because 40 is gonna be chasing Klay Thompson off screens.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Klay might get 35. What are you getting a quarter? 37? He might get that again tonight.
Oh man.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, hold your breath, man, before this game. But also thank you, KP, for getting us Quentin Grimes. All right.
You ain't joking, Jay.
Exactly. Shoot, he might be our Klay Thompson next year. Who knows? You just don't know. He might be our Klay Thompson.
I think Quentin Grimes got a lot of upside, man. There's no question.
He do. All right, man. Yo, that is our show. I'm gonna try to get like a little 5-minute breather before the game. Yeah. And
I'm still trying. I'm gonna have me some turkey, bologna, and some cheese sandwich.
That's right. Hey, yo,
that's what's up.
People was like, where's Raw? I haven't seen Raw eat. I was like, I'm not even bothering asking Raw about no West Coast games at one hit. I was like, I'm not even gonna bother this.
But you know what? Because of my hope of what would have, like, the hope I had in deals getting done today, I didn't care if the Knicks were going to get stomped by Golden State. I didn't even care if they only came out with 8 guys and got beat by 40 points, 100 points. I just was like, oh, it don't matter. If we get our kids playing, then all of a sudden we're going to, But then when nothing happened and we got to face it with these same old geezers, oh, my gosh. I was like, nah.
Yeah, man. Geriatric team versus the Golden State Warriors. What's good at it?
At least the Lakers are geriatric, but they can still make the playoffs, man.
We'll see. All right, man. But that is our show, okay? Raw, let them know where they can find you, sir.
Raw Hebrew Remnant on YouTube, Raw Hebrew Remnant on Twitter, Raw Hebrew Remnant on Patreon.
All right. Ryan G, let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram at Sir G is chilling.
Sir G is chilling.
That's SIRG is CHILLIN. You can also find me on Twitter at Ryan G KOT, and also on Instagram also at Sir G's Corner. That's SIRGSCORNER, where I do little short videos on the Knicks and other sports.
All right. Here you know to find us, man. You can find us on all social media. You can buy the snap packs at the NickTimeShow.com. You can follow us on the KOT Show on Twitter, Nick Time Show on Instagram, and Nick Time Show on Facebook. And definitely check out the blogs by our guys on the NickTimeShow.com. And we got podcasts too, man. You can listen to us on all podcast platforms as well. All right. Make sure you join us for the post game after the Knicks Golden State game. We'll be here 1 a.m. or wherever we talking Knicks. All right. That is our show. We out of here, and as always,
shout out the World Wide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here, all right?